parenthesis we have to include. So here we have to provide like what there, after that, after the table name, I have to take what there plus, then double quotation start, where parenthesis here we have to use. Left parenthesis here we have to provide. So this I completed up to now. That means what is my query here completed here, no? Create table EMP1. Up to this here we completed. Right, don't worry. I want to write my query separately here. Time to time I want to write my query here. Now try to observe this clearly. Create table EMP1 parenthesis. Yes sir, got it or not? Then what next one then? Now tell me what we have to provide. ENO number, then what next one? Size. That we have to collect, the data we have to collect from what there? From the user. Am I right or not? So because of that reason here, what I am telling to you, after this, I want to take like what there? While loop. Now tell me, how many records here we want to prepare there? How many columns here we want to provide there? Now tell me, how many columns here we want to provide there? Do you have any fixed size? Is it in a fixed size? Is it 3 columns or 4 columns? Do you want to specify that? No. But I don't know how many columns I'm going to take. Means that I don't know how many times my loop body is going to be repeated. When you don't know the number of loop iterations, if you know the number of loop iterations, then we can go for loop. But when we don't know the number of loop iterations, there we have to go for what there? While loop. While loop is what there, in which case we have to use while loop there? When we don't know the number of iterations, how many iterations we are going to perform on the loop body, we don't know. There we have to go for what there? While loop. When we know the number of iterations in a loop body, say I want to go for 5 times I want to execute my loop body, 6 times I want to execute my loop body, then go for what there? For loop there. Right sir, but I don't know how many times I'm going to use that. They take infinite loop. While true. While true. I will, until user says continue, I'll continue the loop. When user says no, I want to stop it now, break the loop. Break is available, break statement. To break the loop, continue statement is available to continue next iteration. I'm going to control this effectively and try to understand this now. While true means that we are in infinite loop. Now I will ask that user system.out.println of print off. What is that one here now? Right, column name. What we are providing there now? Column name. I'm asking there. Of course, first column name only, no problem. Column name. User will enter that column name or not. So we have to get that column name here. String column name is equal to, string column name is equal to buffered reader dot readline method. That's now here what we have taken, no? Column name here we have taken or not? That's okay, fine. Next one is column name is okay. Column data type also here we have to take. System dot out dot println of system dot out dot print of column data type. Column data type. Column data type. Now the column data type I'm going to take in the form of a string value or not? And a string column type is equal to, here we have to take like what there, buffer reader dot readline method here we are going to take. Column type also here we are getting. Column name, then what next one here? Column data type. Both we are getting there. Then after that, column size here we have to get or not? What we have to get there? Next one, column size here we have to get or not? Now here, system.out.println of, system.out.print of, here we have to get column size. Column size here I want to get. Better to go for column type. That's enough. Right, sir. Column size. Now that size value I want to take in the form of an integer. To get the data in the form of integer, then what we have to do there? Int column size is equal to, int column size is equal to, all of you guys observe carefully, int column size is equal to, or else let me explain clearly. Buffered reader dot read method if I use, for example, as per your awareness, what is this actually? Read method is able to read an integer value, but what it will return that integer value, whatever the data, for example 5 are given, that 5 it will not return. It will return the ASCII value of the 5. If I enter character, some C, some D, for example, it will return the ASCII value of the D. So read method is able to read an ASCII value of the entered character, first character only, that too. But my requirement is not ASCII value. My requirement is what their actual integer value. If I enter 5, 5 I want to get. If I enter 10, 10 I want to get now. So that's why we should not use read method. We have to use what their read line method only. If we use read line method, then what will happen there? Data, whatever the data I entered, for example, 5 I entered, that 5 will be taken in the form of double quotations like string value. 5 is available, but in string value. If I enter 10, 10 value will return, but in the form of string value. But my requirement is what there? I don't want to get that 5 in the form of string. I want to get that 5 in the form of what there? Integer here. That's why here what we have to do there. Then we have to use wrapper classes. That is what there? Integer dot parse int method here we have to use. Inside this parse int method, here we have to use like what there? Buffered reader here we have to use. Dot read line method here we have to use. That's it. So integer dot parse int of buffer data dot readline method. Buffer data readline method is able to take that provided integer value in the form of string. Integer dot parse int method will convert that string integer value to original integer value. Finally, here we are getting that what their column size also here we are getting. Right, sir. Now our required data here we are getting or not? What data we are getting there? Now tell me. First one is what their column name, column type, and column size. With this, what we are able to prepare then observe carefully. With these things, ENO number 5. After that, we are able to prepare or not? Next, comma also we are able to provide or not? With this query. Now let me complete this. Let me go for it now. Right, sir. Then immediately what I want to do there. Then here itself I want to take the data like what there. Is it primary key or not? I want to check it. Alright, so now here. After that I'll go for what there? Query preparation I want to do. In the sequence I want to take the same data. What data no? Is a primary key. Is a primary key. Say yes or no. If user says no, we have to collect it as a primary key. Is there got it or not? Right, sir. Now here we have to take this one here. String primary key option. PK option is nothing but what there? Primary key option is equal to, I'm going to take buffered reader dot read line method I'm going to take. Now observe carefully. If it is a primary key, I have to collect all the primary keys as a single variable. At the end of the query, I will add all the primary keys. Sir, got my point or not? If it is a primary key, I need to collect all the primary keys is in a single one. Am I right or not? So here, what I'm going to do there. So here I will prepare one variable. What variable here I want to prepare there? Observe carefully here. At starting part of the program, I want to create a variable string primary keys is equal to empty. String primary keys is equal to what there? Empty. Now let's observe carefully here what I'm going to do there. If PK option dot equals ignore case, capital letters or lower letters, that doesn't matter here. PK option might be PK option, that means PK option dot equals ignore case of, say for example, if it is yes, if user says yes, that corresponding column is a primary key, then we need to add that primary keys to a particular variable or not. Already I have taken a variable here. What is that variable here I have to take there? Right, sir. Primary keys is equal to, here we have to add like what there? Current column. Column name is already existed here now. So here we have to add like what there? Primary keys plus here we have to add what there? Like a column name. Column name is existed here, that we have to add. That we added. Next column, another column is coming as a primary key or not. There I am going to check this part here. Again here, try to understand it. I will again manipulate this code. It's not final one here. Then after that, except this, I need to prepare what my query there. Except primary key, I need to prepare my query. Now here, how this query is provided here? Query, create a table name, left a parenthesis now. I need to add column details or not? Now let us check this clearly. What I'm going to do there, query is equal to query plus. First of all, I need to add what there? Column name we need to add. Okay, now get observe carefully. Column name we added. After the space is required or not? After the column name space is required or not? Then after the space, what we have to add there? Column data type. Parenthesis, where in the middle size we have to provide. Now here, what I am telling to you, after this, column name we provided, then plus space, double quotation, inside the double quotation, what I provided, the space will come. Then after that, then what next one here, after the space, column type we have to add or not? Alright, so now, column type we provided. After providing column type, immediately double quotation left parenthesis here we provided or not? Then after providing left parenthesis, immediately what we have to provide there? Column size here we have to provide or not? Alright, so now column size plus double quotation right parenthesis. Understand it clearly? Query, that means column name plus column type, space column type. Next one is within the parenthesis we provided size or not? That size here we provided here now. Up to this. Then after that, comma also we can provide directly. After the parenthesis, comma also here we can provide. Am I right or not? Okay, now see, observe carefully here. What I am telling there, ENO number parenthesis 5, comma. Up to this we provided. We can observe carefully, ENO number parenthesis 5, comma. Up to this we got it. Next, what next one here? After this, no. Here we need to repeat the same process until we are getting more columns or not? Until we are getting more columns, we have to repeat the same process or not? Now here, observe carefully. Now here, I will ask that user, you want to go with the next column or not? Right, further purpose, what I'm going to do there, system.out.print of one more column. I will ask there, one more column, question mark, say yes or no. You want to go with one more column or not? I'm asking to the user. I need to get that user opinion or not. Alright, so now string next column option is equal to buffer data dot readline method. Right? What we have to do, if next column option dot equals ignore case of yes. If user says yes, then what we have to do there? Next column we want to enter there. Simply we have to write what there? Continue. Am I right or not? Continue we have to provide. Am I right or not? Continue the entire loop again. Else. What is it else here? No next column. If no next column in the sense, I have to finalize my total query or not? I have to finalize my query or not? How my query is going to be finalized here? Observe carefully. Up to now what we got there. For example, only one column here we want to provide. Only this part here we provided. Now I want to finalize it. Then we need to attach the primary key column or not? So then immediately we have to take like what there? Primary key of, we need to add the primary key column or not? Answer my point here. Now that's like what there? Up to this part here we have to provide or not? Not only that, another parenthesis here we have to provide or not? Why? Because here we open this parenthesis, again we have to enter this parenthesis or not? So we need to provide like what there after comma, primary key, and this part here we have to add or not? If it is no, in the case immediately if it is no, and then immediately what is the code here I have to write there? Else part. First of all here what we have to do there, query is equal to, query already comma is available. Then here what we have to provide there after this query, here we have to add like what there? Primary key, primary space key. What we have to do guys, observe carefully, primary key parenthesis plus already primary key columns are available where? Primary key columns are available with which variable? Primary keys variable. Am I right or not? We need to add that one or not? Okay, now observe carefully here what I am telling there, primary keys that we have to provide plus right parenthesis and again right parenthesis that we have to add. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Now this is my total query here we are getting. After preparing this query in this way, then we have to provide like what their break statement. If user says no, I want to add only these columns there. No next column, no next column. Then finalize the query. Then move outside of the while loop. then what we have to do there, after moving that outside of the loop here, then we are able to provide like what there, we can display, first we can display the query. Query is right or wrong, we have to identify, then after that we have to execute that query. Sir, got it or not? Okay, fine. I don't want to execute, still my program is not completed. Observe carefully. Now tell me guys, listen carefully. Up to now what I am telling there, first column ENO, number, 5, primary key, okay. Query is prepared like what there, up to how much here we prepared this query, like this here we are getting. Am I right or not? But observe carefully. Now here, whenever we are asking, is it primary key or not? Next column or not? Next column option or not? If user says yes, for example, blindly we have to continue or not? This part will not be executed immediately. Blindly we have to continue or not? Now again, second column we provided here. What is the second column there? Column name, column type, column size we are getting is primary key. If user says no, no problem, leave it. But if user says yes, that second column must also be added as a primary key or not? That means primary keys is equal to primary keys plus column or not? Column name or not? That we added to the primary key, we added what their primary key. But observe carefully, inside the primary key, observe carefully this part here. In the primary key of ENO, comma, ename is required or not? Can I provide like this? ENO, ename like this? Exception will come. So comma is required or not? Answer my point here. Comma is required or not? Means that whenever we are adding this primary key, the second column we have to add with the comma, then second column. Am I right or not? But how we are able to add this? How it is possible to add this? Okay, as per our thought, can I add here? Can I add comma here? If I add comma, at the time I am entering first column name, with the comma it will come or not? Comma ENO will come or not? Again, it is a problematic thing. So we should not add like this. So because of that reason here, what I am telling to you, I want to take count variable. Primary key column count variable I want to take. If it is a first column, without comma, I will add column name. If it is a second onwards, with the comma only, I want to add that primary key columns. Guys, all of you are following my point or not? I will take a count variable. What count variable here I want to take there? Observe carefully. The count variable is like what there? Int pk column count. Pk column count. Initially it will be like what there? 0. Okay. Now observe carefully. Initially it is like what there? 0. All right, sir. If this case is like what I'm telling there, if it is a first one here, now pk column count is equal to pk column count plus 1 that I'm able to provide. All of you observe carefully. But here condition I'm telling there, what is that condition here? If pk column count double equals to 1 now. Double equals to 1 in the sense only first column, only first one. Are you getting my point or not? If it is the first one, without comma, we want to add the primary key column. Else, come on guys, else what we have to do? Else in the sense second column or not? Second column onwards, more than one column, anything here we specified there. There what we have to provide there, we need to add these column names. We need to add these column names with comma or not? Already one column is existed. Comma second column, comma third column, comma fourth column. Like this we can provide or not? This is a change here we are able to do, no? Time to time, the column name, column count is going to be incremented. On the basis of this only we are performing this. That's how guys my total query preparation is completed with this. Query preparation is completed with this. Now let me display the value again. After completion of this while loop, break statement also we are able to get. Now get system.out.println of I want to display query. First let me check whether my query is right or wrong. If my query is right, then I'll execute this query. I'm able to create a table in the database now. Let me check this, whether my query is right or wrong. Before going to execute it, let me check it. Now let me execute this program. Right, sir. Now table name I want to provide what there? EMP1 for example. Column name, ENO. Column type, number. Right, sir. Column size. What is the column size I want to provide? 5. Is primary key? Yes. One more column? Yes. Column name? E name. Then column size, varchar 2, column type varchar 2, column size is 10. Is a primary key? Yes. Multiple columns at a time I'm checking now. Try to observe carefully. Yes. One more column? Yes. Column name, ESAL, column type float, and column size 5. Primary key? No. Two columns as a primary key I've taken. That's sufficient? No. One more column? Yes. Then column name, EADDR. Column type is like what there? Varchar 2. Column size is like what there? 10. Is primary key? No. One more column? No. I want to stop this process here. No. Then I'm able to display that query. How the query is prepared here. Now try to cross check my query here. Check my query here. I want to copy this total part here. Let me copy this into the document here. Try to check this query. Is it right or wrong? Create space, table space, EMP1, ENO space, number 5, comma, ENA, varchar 2 of 10, comma, ECL float of 5, comma, EAD, varchar 2 of 10, comma, primary key of ENO, comma, ENM. Perfect. Query is right. We are getting the dash is query. It will work for single column primary key also. No problem. Then whenever it is created there, then what is the remaining step here? What is the next step here? No, we have to execute this query or not? Let me comment this, not required here. Directly executing query is nothing, sir. Just passing that query parameter to what there, execute update method. Now here, what we have to do there, statement dot execute update method. Execute update method where we have to pass query finish, my query will be executed. Now here, if you are not getting any exception there, next statement will be executed automatically. Then what next one here I'm telling there, table plus table name is available or not? Table name now created successfully. Table name created successfully. Right. Then what next one here? We have to close everything or not? Not required to close everything here. Just if we close connection, that's sufficient. Automatically everything will be closed. But before that, we have to close what there? Buffer data. Buffer data is not related to connection, right? That's why we have to close it separately. But connection and statement, everything will be closed. When we close what there? Connection here. Okay, fine. For the sake of you, I'm going to close even this statement also. Statement dot close method. Observe carefully. So here, my query is going to be executed. Then totally the table is going to be created. Let me check with my database here. Description EMP1 is existed. Am I right or not? Okay, then I don't want to disturb this one here. I want to give some different table name. Right, sir. Description EMP10. Now, EMP10 is also existed, no problem. Drop table EMP10. Commit. I want to create. See, not only EMP table, we can prepare any table with any number of columns. The more flexibility, user can take that option. Any table with any number of columns with any column names. Let's see this. I want to execute this. Next one is drop table student. No, not available. Anything here we can do. Let me check this one. Let me execute this program, guys, now. Then first of all, I want to provide the data table name. EMP10 table is not available in my database, no. That's why I want to take EMP10. Column name, ENO. Then column type, that's what there, number. Then column size, 5. Is it primary key? Yes, sir. One more column, yes or no? Right, sir, yes, sir. Then column name, E name. Then after that, column type, this is what there, E name, varchar 2. Column size is what there, 10. Right, sir. Is it primary key? Again, yes, sir. Alright, sir. Next one is one more column, yes, sir. Observe carefully. Column name, ESAL. Then type is what there, float. Column size is what there, 5. Next one is what there, is it primary key? No. As per our concept, no. Leave this one. One more column, yes, sir. Okay, fine. What is this column name? EADDR. Alright, sir. Column type is what there, varchar 2. Next one is what their column size. What's the column size? Cannot 10 now. Observe carefully. If you have any spelling mistakes while entering the data, exception will get there. Entire process again we have to do. Okay. Now get column size is what there 10 now. Is primary key? No. Right, sir. One more column? No. If I click on enter button, executed. Query will be executed. Table must be created in the database. What we are getting are EMP10 table EMP10 created successfully. Let us check in the database here now. Description EMP10 now. Table is available or not? How many columns are acting as primary keys? No, 2 columns here, ENO and ENAME here now. Observe carefully. Right, sir. This is okay, fine now. I want to execute one more time. Listen, all of you listen carefully. One more time I want to execute it. But this time, what I want to there, create a table, student, not related to EMP, employee, student, different table. Column name, student ID. Column type, varchar2. Column size, what is the size of the column here? Say for example, 10 I want to provide. Is primary key? Yes. Now one more column, yes. Column name, what is the column name here I want to provide there? Say for example, then student name. And column type is again here varchar2. And column size is what there 10 now. Is it primary key? No. Student ID is sufficient for me. Previously we have seen 2 columns as a primary. Now this time only 1 column. One more column, yes or no? Yes, sir. Then what is that column name here? No, SAADDR, student address. Then column type is what there again here, varchar2. Next one is column size is what there 10 now. Is primary key? No. One more column? No. Click on enter button. Now what we are getting there? Table student created successfully. Let me open my database here. Description student. Student table is created or not? Like this, we can create any table with any column names, with any number of columns, with any column data types. Everything depends on what their user. Actually, this is real-time application. No? It will be used in the creating SQL editor product. If you want to create an SQL editor there, where buttons are available, create a table, select column names, column data types, and column sizes there. That user can select it now. When he clicked on this execute button, automatically query will be created. Query builders are available. Products are available. Query builder products. So there, while preparing the query builders or query, like what there, query players now, there we are going to use this kind of requirements. That's it. Then where to practice this example? Just I'm going to copy this in our document here. I want to delete all of them, not required. Even this question is also not required here. Leave this, and this is another example here I'm telling there. Right. I prepared this example. Now I'm giving this example in what their Oracle database. Where to create the same example with what their MySQL database. See the results. But whenever we are entering data in MySQL database, no, please recognize that you must enter that column data types and column sizes as per what their MySQL database. In the case of MySQL, the data type should be what there. In place of number, we have to use int. In place of varchar2, we have to use what there char. Have the changes there. With the changes, only we have to enter the data. Then the table is going to be created. Got it or not? Right, guys. Now that's it. Now that's all for this example here. Then tomorrow we don't have any session there. And day after tomorrow, we have to, we are going to have session. There I'm going to take what there, how to insert records onto the database table. These examples are completed just for the sake of creating table in the database. No, tables are ready. Then we are going to perform the remaining operations there. No? Right? That's all, guys. That's all for today. Then we'll see the remaining part on tomorrow. Not on tomorrow. Monday, I will take the class. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll see you on Monday.